What's up YouTubers, Johnny DIY here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to quickly and easily refinish a wood kitchen dining table. If you guys are new to my channel, please do me a favor, click the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright, let's get to this one. Okay, well I picked up this round table a few years back at a thrift store to use in between when I was moving between houses. I've got the top taken off of it. It does have an additional leaf to make it an oval. Here's the base, just your simple basic oak and oak veneered table everyone has. But the first thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to clean the surface really well. Over years, there's a buildup of grease from people's hands, as well as cooking oils that settle on this, and furniture polish and wax buildup. A good product to get grease and stuff off is, I got some of this Simple Green here, and this really takes off the grease. You could also use maybe like rubbing alcohol or something, like Dawn dish soap or a laundry soap. That really cuts through grease well. This is going to prevent us if you sand from your discs gumming up so much too. Okay, now we're going to give everything a nice sanding to get that old finish off. I'm going to be using a random orbital sander. You're going to want to use around 150 to 220 grit. If the finish is having a real hard time coming off, you can start with a lower grit, you know, maybe 80 grit, and then work yourself up to that 220. You could hand sand it, it's just going to take longer. Or if you don't have a sander, you can get a chemical stripper, and that's like a liquid that you're just going to brush on and leave for a bit, and then you'll scrape off all the finish. It kind of melts the finish off, and you scrape it off and then clean it. You still need to sand it a little bit, but it does speed up the process in that aspect. But you're going to want to make sure you're in a well ventilated area with a mask, because some of those cleaners can be really noxious. Well, it's coming along. I had to break out the hand sander, as you saw, because I didn't have any coarse enough grit, and this old finish is really gumming up the paper. As you can see, it'll just gum up, so make sure you have plenty of these sanding discs, and if it does start to gum, get some of those coarser grit ones, like 60, 80, or it'll just clog up your fine grit ones really quick. And also I want to mention, if you have a veneered top, you're going to want to make sure you don't stay in the same place for too long, because you can burn through this pretty easy. As you can see right here, burned through it a little bit. I knew I was going to, because this veneer has some spots that have raised up and bubbled up a little bit, and unfortunately has MDF underneath it that's swelled. There's no real way to fix it completely, so I've just kind of sanded it as smooth as I could without burning through too many spots. I think just burned through a couple. Okay, then you're going to want to hand sand all the detail work and all the little nooks and crannies that you can't get your electric sander in on. And I also want to talk about sanding. Now, if you just need a new clear finish on the top, like a new layer of polyurethane, you don't need to strip this back all the way to the bare wood. You just need to scuff it up and get it nice and smooth so that that new layer of, say, polyurethane is going to adhere to that old layer, and you'll have a nice smooth surface. But if you want to recolor this, you want the wood a different color, you want to stain it. If you want to do it lighter than the previous color stain, you're going to need to strip this back to the bare wood so that it's all really light and all even. If you want to go darker, which is what I'm going to do, You don't really have to strip everything away from the wood. It can be a little uneven like this because I'm going to go pretty dark, so it's going to cover up any inconsistencies. Now for the small spots that I burned through that veneer, I've got some of this wood filler, and I'm just going to go ahead and put a tiny bit to try and fill any of that gap that may have been made. I'm just going to push it into the pores. Okay, now after it dries, this one only takes about 15 minutes to dry. I'm just gonna lightly sand this, hand sand it, and try and get it to blend in without taking it all off. Okay, now we're gonna wanna dust off all that sanding that we did. Get the whole surface nice and clean. You can get a tack cloth. That's basically like a sticky cloth that's gonna pick up any of the dust or anything, any hair or anything off the surface. If you really want to make sure you get every little bit off. If not, you can just get a lint-free towel. Like any imperfections that get caught in the finish, you can lightly sand after it dries anyway, so not too big of a deal. Okay, I'm going to be using this poly shades, and what this basically is polyurethane mixed with a stain. And you can do this is just a one-part process, or you can do the stain first, then the top coat of polyurethane. You're always going to want to thoroughly mix this with a stir stick, because especially with polyurethanes and the top coat finish, the hardeners will settle to the bottom. So make sure you stir it and really get the bottom. You don't want to shake it or it can end up leaving bubbles in your finish. To apply this, you can use a paintbrush, foam brush, lint-free rag like old t-shirts work really good, cotton t-shirts. If you're going to be doing the stain first, you're just going to rub that on with a rag and then rub it off. Go ahead and do the base first, just to test the color. Go ahead and put a little darker stain on the spots that burned through. Hopefully that'll just make it blend in more like the darker parts of the oak. I'm gonna always rub or brush with the grain of the wood. You always want to finish with the grain. That's usually what I do, is brush it on real quick. And you're gonna run it all the way across. That way you get a nice smooth finish. Okay, now you're going to want to let this dry for about 2 hours at least, until it's dry to the touch. You can do 2 coats in a day, but that's about it. Once you get your 2 coats done, you're going to let it dry completely overnight. Then we're going to come back to it, and we're going to have to lightly sand it so that we can get the next coat to adhere. You're going to want to do about 2 to 6 coats total. Okay, so it's been drying overnight and the finish turned out really nice, but I need to sand it a little bit because it looks a little rough in a couple places. So we're going to take some 220 to 320 grit, and I'm just going to hand sand it. And so So you wouldn't think sanding is going to give you a smoother finish, but it actually does. And you're going to want to do the same thing, get all that sanding dust off the surface. Use your tack cloth if you have one. Well, I guess I forgot to hit record yesterday when I put that second coat on, so I just finished sanding and I'm going to apply the third coat. I think this might be my last one. Like I said, you can do up to 6 or more coats, and you can even thin your finish on those last couple coats to get it even glassier. Alright, well, I got the table all put back together. That last coat is dry. Okay, so this right here, this could be done, but I'd go ahead and wait about a week until I really put this thing into use. If you had to use it sooner, I'd make sure I used a tablecloth. But we're gonna go one step further, and we're gonna kind of polish this. We're gonna wet sand it. And this right here, this is special wet dry sandpaper. I'll make sure I go ahead and put a link down in the description to some of this. And what it is really fine grit sandpaper. I've got 1,000 and a 2,000 grit right here. I'm gonna start with 2,000. If I have any other spots that need a lower grit, I'll go back down to that and then work myself back up to the 2,000. I've got a cup of water with a little bit of dish soap in it. That's gonna help it slide better. You'll see in a second. First thing, you want to get all the dust off the surface, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and get a little water on the surface, just a little. What this is gonna do is the water is just gonna let the sandpaper slide easier, and it's going to prevent the sandpaper from clogging up. What we're going to be doing is just removing any of the particulates, dust or debris that got into the finish when it was drying, little dust nibs or anything. Basically just giving a little bit smoother finish. You can run your hand over it and feel any of those defects. You just want to use light pressure, especially on the edges, because those will have a thinner finish, so you don't want to burn through all your finish, because then what you'll have to do is you'll have to sand it again with some probably 220, put another coat on. Not a big deal, but just puts you back a little bit. So I'm just going to use my bare hand as I go, and that'll kind of guide me, and I'll be able to feel those imperfections where I need to focus more. Just go with the grain. Okay, once you're done wet sanding, you're going to want to clean it and let it fully dry. Then what we're going to do is polish the surface now, because now the surface should be more of a matte finish, kind of a dull finish. You're like, oh my gosh, did I mess it up? No, it's okay. We just need to fill in those tiny scratches made by the wet sand with some wax. I'm just going to be using some regular old Carnauba paste wax. This happens to be for automotive, but you rub this wax on. Okay, so just like a car, we're gonna wait for this to haze over just for a few minutes. Okay, and then you're gonna wanna get a clean towel and start polishing that off once it's dried. That buffing and polishing really brought the shine back to this thing. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's not perfect, but you know, nothing ever is. But it's a lot better than the way it was. Well, hopefully you guys found something in this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down below and I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching Johnny DIY. Keep on doing it yourself. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so you can get my new videos. Alright guys, take care.